Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I am Alex and this is going to be the first episode of a new series called Guide to Estonian Language. I wrote the script here, mostly just notes. In this first episode, it's going to be about realistic, budget-friendly language learning resources. Now the reason I use the word realistic and budget-friendly is because if you're new to language learning, when you think of language learning, you're probably going to think about classes, language classes, group classes, and if you search online, you would find that they're about 1,000 or 2,000 euros for about 3 or maybe 6 months, and that's a lot of money. Second point is that there is free government courses, but those get booked out immediately in a single day, so that's not realistic. But the good thing is that what language learning actually looks like is you spending like 90% of your time by yourself. So if you are new to language learning, I recommend this video here. It will pretty much give you like every advice all the language learning YouTubers will have. The resources in this video will be ones that you can use by yourself. I want to show what's available out there and you just take what you like and just leave what you don't. I'm giving you more options because for learning Estonian, there's just not much resources. So the first resource I recommend is textbooks, but we are going to go outside and I'll show you the best place to get textbooks. So over here we're at the Foreign Language Library, and the way that Tallinn is laid out is that you have small libraries that are spread out across the whole city. So this library, it's a Foreign Language Library. It has books that are not in Estonian, and if you're trying to learn the Estonian language, your textbook probably isn't going to be completely in Estonian, so this here is your best shot. This is better than just going to a bookshop, because if you go to a bookshop, well, one, you have to pay. This one, it's a library. You borrow books for free. Another thing that's better is that you can pick a book out, read it, you don't like it, simply return it and pick another one. And also if you do actually like the book, then you can actually buy it online and keep it for yourself. And it's probably better if I just go inside and show you the choices of books that they have. So here you need to find the Estonian language section, and you can see there's a wide range of books. And oh look, Guardians of the Galaxy merch, nice. Over here you have your classic Inagu Eesti series. I have this grammar book I recommend. Some of the stuff is for beginners and it's quite nice to look at, with a lot of pictures. And you have your very traditional textbooks. Sorry about this camera work, I'm using one hand obviously. I thought I would be good at that with a lot of practice. And you have the Russian version of the exact same textbook. There are 3 textbooks here that are specific for work. Finding resources is really hard, especially finding audio with subtitles or transcripts. Most of the shows will not be subtitled, most of the movies will not be subtitled. You can pay for streaming services, they will not be subtitled. There is a few that I would recommend. That is Õnne and that is basically Neighbours. If you've seen that show from Australia, it's just everyday life, but it's the Estonian version. I would also recommend this. It's a bi-weekly news article in Estonian and you have the full transcript, which is very useful. I would also recommend this channel. It's kind of for kids and young adults, but what's good about it is, of course, it has subtitles, which is the most important thing. And number 2, you can specialize in a very specific topic. They have biology, they have physics, they have economics, they have social science. You can pick a series of videos for what you are actually interested in, and you can actually focus on those specific vocabularies. But let's say you've watched all of it and it gets boring, what else can you do? So for that, we have to go outside again, and I'll show you a different library to go to. So here behind me we have the main library, the library that's on Estonia Street. And this is the only library where you can find DVDs and TV shows in Estonian language, and the best of all, with subtitles. So we're going to go ahead and go inside and show you where you find them. As you can see, you go into the entrance, and if you make a right turn, that is where you find the kids' movies, the ones with the green stickers you can borrow. I would say that they're not as good because a lot of them are foreign films, and even if they have Estonian subtitles and Estonian audio, they do not match because the team that does the audio and the team that does the subtitles, they're always completely different, so they never match, and it's really frustrating to use. Instead, go downstairs to the right where you have the music room, and here, where this is the only library that has this, it has all these films in Estonian, and you can check which of these have subtitles. So now you would have bought back DVDs and you realized it's 2024. So you have to get one of these DVD players, but it's around 30 euros, but I think it's worth it because there's no films. There's no films with subtitles. There's no way to get it. Streaming services will not provide it. While I'm at the library, I might as well talk about books. There is a lot of books that have been translated into Estonian or by Estonian writers. And if you want to know some books I would recommend, you can check out the next episode.
Loodingo.
So next we have apps. And the first one, which I will mention, is Keeleklikk. And that is, I think it's a government website. So it has videos and it has some exercises. It goes up to B1. I like the videos. They teach grammar. They have some listening exercises. I don't do any of the exercises because they're really, really boring, and I just skip all of it. You can try it out. It's free. Link in the description. Next, we have apps. Apps do not teach grammar. What they mainly focus on is vocabulary. The only app I will recommend is Speakly, and if you want to know why, you can check out episode 4 if you want to know why. But Speakly is where you would learn vocabulary with an app.
Cobblestone.
Munakivi.
Next we go on to dictionary. You can search and you find a few dictionaries. Most of them suck. They're really confusing. The only good one I know is Sõnaveeb. Most people will use it. It has example sentences. It has the words in the cases that you need to know. You can open up a chart that shows you all the cases if you really want to. So when I use it, I would also copy and paste the definitions into Google Translate because half of the time they don't have English translation, so it is what it is. In terms of translation tools that you can use, I recommend Google Translate and DeepL. And for those, you would almost always need to write the full sentence. If you just give it a single word, it's very easy. It will make mistakes or not understand what you're trying to say. And I tried the photo features for both of them, and I find in my personal experience, Google is better. Not perfect. They both kind of suck in some areas, but it seems to me that Google understands it better than DeepL.
Tere, tšau.
So I don't understand what you're saying.
Mis sa teed siin?
Excuse me, don't speak your language.
See on väga hea, see tõesti ekib ju.
Now we get to the part where we ask, how do we learn how to speak? How to practice speaking? A lot of people here will complain when they're on the supermarket checkout or when they're ordering something that people switch to English. And my response to that is, why aren't you using self-checkout? Why are you wasting time talking to people? Why aren't you using Foodie? Just scan the code on the table to order your food. You don't have to talk to anyone. This is Estonia. Okay, but to be serious, if you do want to speak to people, I would recommend Language Cafe. There is a lot of them weekly. some on work days, some on weekends. It's very easy to find. I've put some links in the description. They do change a lot, so the links might not be updated. If they're not, you can message International House, go annoy them. Don't annoy me, don't send me messages. They are very helpful. If you have any questions about learning the Estonian language, you can always contact them. So usually what happens, you spend an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and you have kind of a native person that would maybe pick a different topic that you guys can talk about, maybe play some word games. It varies a lot. Some of them are targeted towards lower levels and some are targeted towards higher level. It really depends. You just have to go yourself and find which one you like and which one suits you. Another way to have speaking practice is language exchange. The two apps you would use is HelloTalk and Tandem, those two. It is a lot more difficult because one, there's less native Estonian speakers, so there's just less people online. And number two, it also depends on what your native language is or what language you can provide. So if you do want to use it, what I recommend, what I do, write a text. It would just be an introduction about you, how you want to practice. Do you want to practice writing? Do you want to practice audio messages? Do you want to practice conversational speaking? And ask, would you want to do this? And all you do is just copy paste to anyone that's online. And the second thing is, a lot of people download these apps. Probably they were using Duolingo and then Google Play suggested to them, hey, you might like this app. Most of the users will just download the app, make a profile, and they'll just disappear and they'll be never seen again. That's completely normal, so don't get offended if no one ever responds. And lastly, another way to get speaking practice is a private tutor, and I found that italki has a few tutors, and that website has the lowest prices that I've seen so far. And of course, they're private tutors, so they can help you with other things like grammar or vocabulary, listening, to take the exam, whatever you want. So one of the things I used to do with a private tutor is I would bring in sentences that I don't understand and ask them to kind of help me translate. What type of grammar am I missing that I don't understand this sentence, and we would work on that. So that's it. Those are the resources I recommend. There's definitely plenty more. Go check it out. And the most important thing is you take what you like and you just leave the rest behind, okay? This is your choice. Just make sure it's working for you and just make sure you're having fun. That's the two most important things. Like and subscribe. So I'll see you in episode 2 where I give you some book recommendations.